If you're center mid in your sophomore, junior, or senior year of high school and you're playing on a top club team like MLS Next or ECNL, you clicked on this video, so you're probably pretty serious about your discipline, your habits, and you're probably good enough where you got selected to be one of the captains, the leaders of your club team. So congrats to you, but you're the reason that your team isn't winning enough games and tournaments as they should be. I'm gonna break down why that's actually a good thing and the 3 ways that you can become a better leader and actually take your talents and your work rate and turn it into a winning team. That way you can get more respect and get the offers you deserve, because oftentimes the leaders and the captains of teams get the least amount of recognition because they're doing all the dirty work, but they're not actually making impacts the way they need to be. If we haven't met yet, my name is Chris. I work with center mids across the country on things like leadership, on their training, watching their film, and making sure that they're becoming standout players so they can get the offers that they want. Okay, we go by this idea of you just need to get better. The reason you don't have the offers you want because you're just not a good enough player and they don't have a reason to pick you. If you want to go D1, there's like a 1% chance of ever getting to post that on your Instagram story and arrive on campus. There's a smaller chance you ever step on the field. There's even a smaller chance that you ever start a game. Okay, but luckily I got you. I've been there. I played 5,000 minutes of D1 soccer. I was a captain there and I know what it takes. I'm gonna break down the 3 steps that you need to follow. You can make sure you're the best leader and your team wins games, okay? First one here is probably something similar to what you've heard before, but I'm gonna give a little bit of a twist on it. So the idea that your standards are everything, okay? And the reason why, well, if you don't know what standards are, it's pretty much just the way you go about things. I had a coach when I was younger. He would always tell us the way that you fold your laundry matters. Right? The way that you clean up after you eat matters. And that stuff is 100% true, and it applies even further than that. And one of the first points that I want to make here, you underestimate your impact. Okay, this is actually something that one of my mentors told me, and it really hit me hard. You don't understand how big of an impact you really have, especially if you're a junior or a senior, or even if you are a sophomore and you're stepping into a leadership role. Guys are watching you. Okay, I have a note on that later. Guys are watching you. You impact the 3 people closest to you. And then what do? They impact the 3 people closest to them. You ever had someone that comes up with some new word, new vocabulary, and then you hear them telling it to his friends, or maybe you start using it yourself, and all of a sudden people that you really haven't met yet but you're mutuals with start using the same slang, the same word, right? That's a pretty surface level example of the impact that you or other humans have. Okay, you underestimate how important it is that your standards are in the right direction. If that makes sense, they're actually elevating people around you because people are watching. Okay, and that's the second thing. This is something I'm actually going to rephrase this. Your team is watching, because we're trying to be very specific. Okay, your team is watching. My high school coach used to tell me this actually when I was a senior and I was one of the captains. He was and it's so true, even the JV guys, the younger guys on your team, they are watching you. They're watching what you do when you show up and you're getting ready for warm-ups. Are you just on your phone? Do you show up late? Do you think that because you're a leader you don't have to pick up the balls and help out at the end of the session? Right? That's the stuff that they're watching. So you need to understand that if you want to impact people positively, you have to understand that the eyes are always on you. And that is a great thing, and that's respect to you because you've deserved that. But most guys get into a position of leadership and then forget that people are still watching them. They wear the armband for a few months, they're okay, it doesn't feel special anymore. No, people still look at you, we just don't talk about it as much. It's not as big of a deal, it's just normal, right? So a lot of guys, they stop holding their own standard high. They stop being the hardest worker. They start to fall into these habits and be okay, it's a few months ago, I already established that I was a leader. They already listened to me. So I can just kind of go my way and then they'll listen to me. What happens? All of a sudden, 3 months in, when you've kind of fell off your standard because you thought you just had the captain's armband and you had leadership, which at one point you did, guys don't listen to you, right? People are always watching. They're always watching, and what you do matters. You need to warm up like a D1 player. You need to cool down like a D1 player. You need to respond to the ref like a D1 player. This last one most important one here. Everything is your fault. Okay, when you have this perspective, you can literally make way more impacts on your team, help them win more games. When you just take responsibility, sure, if you want to click off this video because like, well, that's not my fault, like my teammates just aren't good enough or my coach hates me. Fair enough, I can't help you, go ahead and click off. For the guys that want to take accountability and they understand that it is in their power and they want to believe it's their choice and their power to take their team to the next level, like you're going places. You really are. So understand that everything is your fault. You need to take accountability. When your team loses a game, your fault. Wins a game, your fault, right? See how we didn't just focus on the negatives, we're also focus on the positives, because if we go back to point A, you underestimate your impact. When you win games, even if you had the worst game in the world, you still helped, because it wasn't Saturday, February 19th, that game that you made the impact. You made the impact on the 18th, 17th, 16th, 15th, back in January 2025. Right? So you underestimate how many days you've impacted the team. Take your small wins, take your big wins, understand, and also take your losses, right? Everything is your fault. You have to treat it that way. You have to hold the standard that way. Every single thing is your fault. And that goes, again, like on the positive, like it's not just like a bad thing, right? You also have, like, you have to celebrate that this is like when you win the state championship, this is my fault. Like I did this. I played the role in this. If you're doing these things properly. Second thing, I should add a you here. You communicate terribly. You communicate terribly. And I got 2 main points. This is my pet peeve right here. When people say this, and man, I'm so guilty of saying this all the time. I was a kid that would show up, especially in college. I would just clap my hands or hoorah, like let's go, not good enough, whatever. What does come on, not good enough mean? When you get mad at your teammate and you put your head down because you didn't like do the work or you didn't connect the pass and you just say not good enough, like that's just a scapegoat way of leading, okay? Do not say that. You have to be specific, okay? The key word here is, specific. So when you lead your team, you have to, it doesn't matter. Like if you tell me it's not good enough, like what does that mean? I'm just gonna lose my confidence. When you tell the winger that has like too much of an ego, like, oh, you're just not like doing the right stuff, like he doesn't know what that means. He's just gonna keep doing the wrong stuff. What if you said this? What if you said, hey, winger, and I'll talk about like the sandwich method here in a second, like, hey, you're really good. This is what I tell my guys in the program, like tell your players, like you're really good at going at players. Like you really help our team. But right now you're just not tracking back. You're not tracking back on their left back. Okay, see, I'm not just saying like you're not working hard, because he doesn't know what that means, or like, or you're lazy. I'm not labeling him as lazy. I'm saying you're not tracking back on the left back when he makes the overlap. See the difference? Okay, and he's like, if you can just track back, and if you could just do this, then we can literally win every game because they can't guard you. Okay, so we have a positive, the negative, like the instruction, and another positive. That's the sandwich method. Okay, and that's kind of like point B here. Is a sandwich method. But like, I think the most important part of that, most guys, like their leadership, and they might see the game like, oh, he's not doing the right stuff, but you got to meet them where they're at in a way. Like a winger has to know like, okay, I'm not good enough. Like, what does that mean? What if he knew like when I receive the ball, like if he's not connecting passes, like when I receive the ball, play my center mid on his left foot, on his back foot, and tell him to turn, right? That is different instruction than being like your passes are just not at the right standard. What does that mean, right? You got to be specific. If you're specific, if you tell him exactly what to do, when to do it, and at what intensity, and he doesn't do it, then you can get on him for the standard and the work rate. But until you do that, then you're just gonna continue to kill his confidence and continue to, like move yourself apart from the team, right? Your job as a captain isn't to be up here, it's to be down here with everybody. And they just look up to you in a way. Okay, not C. The third part, you don't think you need a leader, right? This one is huge. This one is huge. I was definitely guilty of it. Get the armband, start being captain, and then all of a sudden I think that I know everything, I'm above the world. You're never gonna admit that, but you do think that. And that's just natural. It's natural human like decision-making, emotions. The truth is, you need a leader. You need someone who's been through it, who's led guys before, and who's been through the college level, through the high school level, through the club level to help you. Okay, and that brings me to the idea, like if this helped you and it applies to you and you're a sophomore through senior year of high school, you're super serious about playing in college, but you just want to take things to the next level, you can apply to work with me. We literally had a group call talking about all of this stuff. I'm giving you a lot of sauce just here for free. We talked about all of this, how to be a better leader, how to do the right things. So if you want that, you want the training analysis, the film analysis, we don't just sit here and talk about sandwich methods and stuff. Then you can apply. It's the first link down in the description. Do that. We'll go through a process, see if it makes sense for us to work together. Again, I don't just let in random guys in my community that I don't think will hold their standard, because everyone in there is their own form of leader, right? So we need you to hold that standard. But yeah, hit that link, fill out some of the stuff. You'll see a video explaining the program, and then yeah, we'll talk soon.